I was getting ready, packing shit up and writing notes down for this episode, so I come down to parks. It's a much better fucking backdrop than my shitty little spot. And my little bro, I think he's 19, 20, something like that. He's calling me, and he doesn't get me on the phone. I let it go, and he's blowing me up on Messenger, and I was like, man, I'm fucking busy. I got a little grumpy and shit, and so I was just gonna kind of let it go and hit him back later. And he texted me. He said, I just hit on a woman. I asked her out. She's got a boyfriend. And that made me stop what the fuck I was doing and video him and tell him I'm proud of him. Because that is rare. That is the younger generation starting to step up again. And I was proud of that. I told him, she ain't supposed to say yes to begin with, bro. You're fine. You asked one woman out and it's been months. Fucking keep going. It is. Don't worry about that fucking rejection. Turn that rejection into something that's going to be useful for your life. So yeah. All right, got that out of the fucking way. Let's figure it. So, I want to do an episode rediscovering masculinity. I talked to a guy a couple of weeks ago. I was working for my buddy, and he came out to help. And he would, we get to bullshitting back and forth, and he starts asking me about, I'm not going to put his business out there. I'm just going to say that I'm going to face this way, hopefully that wind ain't he was lost. I could see it in his eyes, and we got to talking and stuff, and it inspired me to throw an episode out there and dig back into this for a minute. And I don't really have a solid base of people who listen to my podcast, so I'm going to keep throwing this out there every fucking once in a while. I ruined my life years ago. I've been through four failed marriages. And when I lost my leg in an accident, I fucking was lost. I was in a bad spot, bad relationship, but I can't put everything on a bad fucking relationship. And I was lost. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I didn't know how to express myself. Didn't know, so I fucking went down the bad road for a couple of years. Got really bad off coke and alcohol, namely, and motorcycle clubs, all that bullshit, man. So I really went south for a while. And in the course of going south, I'm going through a divorce at the same time. I ended up filing for divorce because my then wife. I'm filing for divorce. I'm going through his divorce proceedings. I'm covered in fucking tattoos. I'm in a motorcycle club. This was about a year and a half to 2 years into my really deep going south. And it took me a long time to pull out of that, but so I lost my babies. They looked at me in court like I was just a piece of shit, going there covered in tattoos, and I won't get too deep into everything else that went wrong with the divorce court. But I decided to take a path, and I was trying to figure out, psychology and the way people work. And I went down several different avenues before I settled on an avenue that I personally agree with, and something that showed in my life to make improvements. And that's it. This is my passion. I'm going to continue to put episodes out. I'm going to continue to put these podcasts out over until the day I fucking die, which hopefully is another 40, 50 fucking years. So I like to get a little bit of my backstory out the way real quick. I ain't no professor. I did go to college for business, but I dropped out because algebra got too fucking hard in my 30s. Plus, there was some stuff going on in my relationship. She didn't want me to be in college, whatever. But I've got plenty of life fucking experience, and I like to speak on that life experience. And I can't watch a show right now. Like, I just got done watching Landman. And maybe I'm late to the party. It's been out for a while, right? The same person wrote it that wrote Yellowstone, I believe. And I can't be in a situation in my life or even watch a fucking movie or a show without kind of analyzing the dynamics behind the show And I have to say, Landman, this is just a quick little sidestep. Landman has got the masculine, feminine energy in every area, good, the bad, and the ugly. And I really liked that show. I thought that show was better than Yellowstone. Anyways, so we got told a while back that we, everything kind of turned on the patriarchy, the so-called patriarchy, and feminism really started taking off. And actually, feminism has gotten us to a place where we have men competing in women's sports, or at least it had gotten us to that place. And that should have been enough cause for everyone to stop and say, wait a minute, are we going down the wrong path, right? Are we going down the right path? Is the wrong path? Because we got now feminism out. Just so many bad things have gone on. Look at society today and kind of mainstream society, a lot of the left, stuff like that. And you can tell that it's all tied up kind of in the same thing. Feminism made this big movement, and then before you know it, we got men and women's sports. We're talking about making prostitution legal. OnlyFans girls are being praised as being bad bitches. And it seems to me like it flipped over on its head, because I thought we wasn't supposed to be sexually objectifying women, or I thought women didn't want it. I know for a fact women do want to be sexually justified by the person they like, by a person they're attracted to. Let's get that really fucking clear. But it turned everything fucked up. And there is, I have to, I'm going to say this, it's going to fucking give me some hate. But there has not been one society that thrived that did not depend on a patriarchy, that did not have men, for the most part, running the show. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that men have always done the right thing. I'm not going to say that the Me Too movement and shit like that didn't need to happen. But those are outliers. Those are very few and far between, the men. And if you think about it, the men who are already being sensitive toward women and already kind of analyze themselves and trying to find a right path that's respectful are the only ones who are going to listen to that bullshit, the fucking advice. The only people who are going to listen to the advice of be easy with women, be respectful, this, and really going overboard with it, okay, are the men who are already doing that. The men who are not doing that are not going to fucking listen to that. That's obvious. So this is a quick blueprint, as I see it, of what masculinity should be. And masculinity does not mean raping women. It does not mean fucking beating your women. It does not mean using a position of power to get goods from somebody. And using that position of power to do that, because that's just manipulation. So just get that out of the way real fucking quick. That is not what masculinity is. That's never been fucking masculinity. That's been an outlier of certain men. That's been an outlier of masculinity. It has not been true fucking masculinity. So now we've got a bunch of men, and I had a conversation with a woman a couple weeks ago. She's a really sweet woman. We actually talked for a long time. And I think she's about 24. And she told me, men aren't men anymore. That was her fucking opinion on it. And that's the younger generation coming up saying that. Think about what's going to happen in 20 fucking years when we are, what the fuck the world's going to look like if we don't fucking turn this shit on its head and we figure out we either bowl through it or we somehow society adjusts to what the fuck we're supposed to be fucking doing here, because there's not one aspect of nature that's not masculine, feminine based. There's not, everything in the fucking world it depends on masculine femininity to thrive. So now we've got a bunch of guys who are seeking validation online and seeking validation from women, and that is, I get the online thing sometimes, because I try to brand my podcast, so I put some muscle pictures up and shit like that, and I feel good about my progress. So I understand to an extent. I do look for validation to an extent for that. I call myself out on my bullshit, but so many men looking for, like, we've turned into fucking women. Like, I don't know how many selfies you got to have on fucking Facebook, or how many selfies you got to put up on social media, or do your little pretty eyes shit like that, because that's not men. That's not us. We've been conditioned to suppress our aggression, right? But the problem, let me tell you the fucking problem with masculinity and with men is that we are aggressive. There's no fucking bypassing that. So what happens when you tell a man he does not need to be aggressive? When you start demonizing aggression in all forms, what do? We swallow it the fuck down, and we suppress it instead of channeling it. Because for as long as there have been men and women, men have used aggression and channeled it to go hunt, to take care of their loved ones. That's the beauty of fucking masculinity, is aggression. That's one of the beauties of it. And we've become addicted to comfort. We've become passive and lost because we have no fucking direction, and we're too busy listening to fucking society about how things need to be. And I understand that, because we've been demonized. I was lost, man. I was lost. I still get lost sometimes. Like, man, am I doing the right thing? Am I going down the right path? But we've got a world full of passive men now. So I want to kind of, I want to, it doesn't benefit society at all. Nothing about a passive man, a non-confrontational man, a non-aggressive man, or a man that's out seeking validation, just trying to get women's validation. None of that benefits society at all. It may make certain people feel safe, but safe isn't the way we got here as humans. We didn't get here by being safe. We got here by fucking putting a nail in the wood, all right? So we've gotten a lot of mixed messages. We don't know what path we're headed down. We don't know how to balance being vulnerable and sensitive with our natural temperament. Okay. So and I try to get on here sometimes to show people, like, it's okay to be vulnerable. I'll get on here and sometimes speak about my problems. I've teared up on here before. So I think that there's a space for that to be done, but it has to be done in a controlled fucking manner. So what we need to do is we need to encourage our men, okay, and women. Let me tell you something. We built the roads for you. The only reason we have buildings and roads and power lines and all this stuff that we live in a society that makes us comfortable is because we was trying to impress a woman. That you can date that as far back as you want. We probably built fire to impress a fucking woman. So we create better men. We teach men how to be better men, and no matter what, that's going to benefit women. So there's a way forward out of this. There's a way forward. There's a way to take our masculinity back. Because, I don't think we need to change anything about masculinity. I will never think we need to change anything about that. I think that some outliers need to be weeded the fuck out, some piece of shit men. But I don't think we need to find a new way to be masculine. I think we need to return back to what the fuck we were doing while we leave them outliers behind us. If you're not a dangerous man, and Jordan Peterson has said this a million fucking times, he got in a lot of trouble for saying this. If you're not a dangerous man, you're nothing. Okay, if you're not dangerous and have it under voluntary control, you're not benefiting anybody. So I think that's the number one thing the men ought to be doing. Get into combat sports, get in the gym, build yourself up, learn how to fight, because that is the essence of masculinity right there. And I think that is a very, very good cornerstone for what we try to build back. I think the first cornerstone is we need to make ourselves dangerous again. We need to quit seeking validation from people. Because what does that get us? That makes us look weak, and it makes us feel weak, and it makes us live for someone else's validation, which is not masculine at all. We need to be choosing purpose over pleasure. When I spoke earlier about men becoming passive and addicted to comfort, a lot of that shit is fucking porn, video games. We've grown so fucking soft that we don't even feel like we need to work on ourselves. Let me turn the camera again. Develop a little bit of charisma, work on ourselves, learn how to talk to women, maybe make a joke or two, get your shit together. To see a naked woman now, we can just do it from our phone, which has pacified a lot of fucking men, and there has not, with the sex numbers going down, with people having less sex than we've ever had in recorded history, okay? We're having less sex ever than in recorded history. And every time the men were not having sex that we know about in history, they were taking out that aggression in the town. They were fucking tearing shit down and burning shit down. None of that shit's happening anymore, which is a cause for fucking alarm. That means men are being fucking pacified. That means that we are sitting at home on our phone, and the same region, I didn't want to go off on this tangent, the same region of your brain from when you watch porn and you're fucking playing with yourself, the same region of your brain, that's the same region of your brain that deals with sex. So there's a part of your brain that does not know the difference between watching a naked woman and playing with your goddamn self and having sex, which means that's another pacification. That's what we're doing. Video games, I am so fucking opposed to porn and video games. There's a region like we want to conquer shit, right? Well, what do video games do? They give a zero-sum way to do that, right? So we're sitting here playing video games, and we're not out conquering the fucking world, man. Because what do? What's that dopamine rush you get when you get to the next level in a video game? That's a dopamine rush we used to be fucking chasing after out here. When we're conquering shit, you built a business, you took care of your family, you fucking conquered the clan over or whatever. We get that dopamine rush. Now we're getting that from fucking video games. So I think porn and video games, making yourself dangerous. And weed out porn for sure, maybe cut the video games down, because I know that's a tall order, but I think we can definitely cut the porn out for sure. And we're so along with the validation and seeking validation, these little dopamine rushes, we are we are choosing pleasure over purpose. So I think the third thing that I've worked on in my life is putting purpose over pleasure. I think that works in every fucking scenario. I think that works in dating. I think that works in trying to attract a mate. I think it works everything. If you're on your purpose and you're not out seeking validation, you're going to draw people to you, and they're going to be the right kind of people. And along with this, just kind of working down the line, when did we stop speaking our fucking minds? We're men, right? We're grown ass fucking men. When did we start worrying about offending people and stop speaking our minds the way we see it? Because that's another trait of masculinity. When we are able to say something to somebody, even at a cost, and if that means holding somebody accountable, if that means holding your wife, your girlfriend, your friend accountable, even though they might be kind of upset at you, that's being a fucking man. That's bringing masculinity back. So if we can work on 4 fucking things: being dangerous, developing some danger value, and not just that make-believe danger you got in your fucking head. Develop some talent, learn how to fight at the gym, get in combat sports, any of that shit. Choosing purpose over pleasure. Stop chasing worthless validation. Stop falling into these thirst traps, and handing out validation at the same time without getting any back. Say what needs to be fucking said, no matter who you might offend. If you believe it and you've got some sort of evidence that you can place in your back for that, say it. Because that's what the world was built on. And leave fucking porn alone, cut the video games the fuck down. Just go conquer the fucking world. I had something else I want to speak on this about, but I get all lost in my shit. So I might just save that for another episode. So we need to bring back masculinity. We need to quit dogging it the fuck out. We need to learn how to be men again. And I think the biggest part of learning how to be men is stop listening to fucking society. Stop listening to people who do not have good intentions toward us and start doing your own fucking thing again. Start acting like a man. Start holding the men in your life accountable. Develop some sort of a tribe, some sort of a circle where you can hold each other accountable, because as men, we need to fucking do that. Hold your families accountable, hold your women accountable, because that is another fucking thing. And I go down a whole fucking rabbit hole on romantic relationships right now, but I will not. So hold your family accountable, hold women accountable, hold your fucking friends accountable, and beyond everything else, first and foremost, before you start down any kind of a road where you're trying to rediscover your masculinity, you need to develop self-control. Because if you cannot develop self-control, you cannot control your surroundings. And masculinity is controlling your surroundings to make people safe, to make people feel safe, and to take care of the people you love. So if we do not start to learn how to develop self-control, and that's going to go back beating up women, raping women, which I don't know. I think raping women is, I think that's just got to be a certain kind of breed of person. So I don't think that's directly tied to any kind of fault in masculinity at all. I think that's going to be outliers in certain people. But without self-control, you cannot expect to lead anybody. If you are not leading your own life, if you don't have your money right, if you're not out here hustling and grinding, if you're not keeping yourself physically in shape, you cannot complain if someone does not decide to follow your lead. Y'all have a good fuck day.